Hello! Welcome to the updated tutorial on how to cosplay the 11th Doctor. I'll be taking you through his main styles from series 5, 6 and 7, giving you details on each of them and advising you the best places on where to get pieces to make up that costume for yourself. Nearly 6 years ago, I started the original series of how to cosplays by covering this Doctor in particular. So let's see what's changed in the cosplay landscape since then. So without further ado, let's get to it. Remember, all the product links are in the description below. Starting off with Series 5, the 11th Doctor's costume was the brainchild of Ray Holman and his talented team, first making its way to our screens in 2010. Swapping out the 10th Doctor's sharp suit for a look that was likened to a geography teacher was such a fitting transition for the Doctor. In my humble view, it's a gorgeous style. The intricate details in the shirt just works for me. The 11th Doctor primarily reverted between two different shirt styles in Series 5, determined by his choice of colour. Now, the shirt in question is the Paul Smith scroll striped shirt, in either burgundy or navy, but that has long gone extinct in its true form. The most accessible way to get this is through Magnolia Clothiers, which has both versions of the shirt. However, if you can't afford this one, don't worry. Red or blue striped shirts aren't that difficult to find, so really just use your own judgment. Series 6 has easier shirts to replicate, so I'll let you know when we get there. Also, in his appearance in the Sarah Jane Adventures, the Doctor wears a light blue shirt with black buttons, so this may also be a potentially easier combination to work with. If you can't find one, then you can get any light blue shirt, and either you or you can get someone you know or someone from an alteration shop to change the colours for black ones that you can obtain on either Amazon or eBay, anywhere that does buttons. On top of that, the Doctor wears a matching combination of either burgundy or navy braces and a bow tie, because bow ties are cool. These are easy. Here's an example set from Amazon. Just specify whichever colour that you prefer, whether it be burgundy or navy. Next is the trousers. Now the best way to go for this Doctor is just to get some black jeans or chinos, easily accessible from your average clothing shop such as Primark or H&M or Topman. Honestly, check their websites and determine whichever one you feel is best. And then this will apply to Series 6 and 7 as well. I'll give you more detail on that sort of jeans stroke chinos that are used in those series later on. Next, the shoes. The Doctor wears All Saints layer boots, but remember, it's effectively been 11 years since Series 5 was filming, so the chance of finding these, especially in a good condition, are probably dead. So I recommend you pick up some simple black lace boots. Simple stuff. In fact, you may already have a pair. Moving on from that, on top of all this, he wears a tweed jacket. Well, to be specific, in Series 5 he has two tweed jackets. He primarily wears the Donegal tweed throughout the series, but temporarily wears the Harris tweed in Victory of the Daleks, Time of Angels, before he gets stolen by a Reaping Angel in Flesh and Stone. In terms of what to use, well, the best direction to go for authenticity is to search on eBay for either a Donegal tweed jacket or a Harris tweed jacket, since there are a lot of similar looking ones on there. Sure, you may not get an exact one, but you get a pretty damn good bargain half the time. Preferably ones with 2 buttons and elbow patches. That just about wraps up the costume for Series 5. For Series 6, however, there were some stylistic changes to the costume by the incoming costume designer Barbara Kidd. The basic elements of it remain the same: bow tie, braces, and the tweed jacket of course. But everything was slightly different. Starting with A Christmas Carol, the scroll striped shirts have been disposed of, replaced by 3, much more specific kinds of shirt. Now, bear in mind, again, this was all filmed 9 to 10 years ago, so the chances of finding any of the exact shirts used, especially for cheap, are supremely slim. So, I'm going to take you through the Series 6 and 7A shirts he wore, and what search terms I've tried myself that you can use to find them, because everything will suit someone differently, and I don't want to limit you by proposing unsuitable alts. Firstly, we have the Windowpane shirt. This shirt was the first of the new style, with a faint but noticeable windowpane pattern across it. Searching for windowpane shirts will bring out some decent alts for sure. Make your judgment. Next, we have the light striped Utah shirt. Now this is a complex one. It's a very unique-ish shirt in terms of its design, which makes searching for it a bit difficult, especially since the original was a Paul Smith. But if you're desperate to do this particular look, then I'd recommend going for anything lightly striped. And the light blue. By far the easiest, and in my opinion making for the best Series 6 look, the light blue shirt. It speaks for itself really. All you need is that. It really works with the burgundy bow tie and braces. It just makes the colours pop out so much. You probably already have one, but otherwise, it's just a standard shirt that you can get nearly anywhere. So really, 2 of the 3 styles are very possible to get some decent lookalike variations of, which is admittedly very fortunate. In Series 6 and 7A, Matt wears black G-Star jeans specifically, so that might be worth keeping in mind if you're looking for something close. G-Star wore blade jeans or G-Star Bronson chinos in black are what he wore through Series 6. But again, they might be tricky, so black jeans or chinos are perfectly appropriate. Next, we have the biggest change, the tweed jacket. The Donegal tweed having been retired, we've now got the Shetland tweed that will be the 11th Doctor's main jacket until the Angels take Manhattan, or if one wants to be truly nitpicky, the Bells of St. John. Blink and you miss it. Anyway, I'll level with you. This one is hard. The style of the jacket just makes it so difficult to find one close to it on the cheap. Trust me, it's not easy. Abishot used to do an exemplary one years back, but then they stopped. And then they lost the Doctor Who license, which has been a major blow in all honesty, but we'll get to that later. So your options here are to really search out a plaid tweed jacket and use your judgment to determine which one you think would be best. When it comes to searching on eBay, the stock will be chop and changing all the time at this point, so I can't really recommend an alt as such, but I can take you to what is probably the best replica anyway. So if you've stumbled on a pit of money recently, you can get the replica of the Series 6 jacket from Magnolia. It's not cheap at all, but it is the best and most readily available replica on the market at the moment. However, there is an alternative. For the second half of Series 6, the Doctor adopted a new green double-breasted greatcoat. I know there are quite a few fans of this coat out there, so I hope it can help. There are a few options for achieving this look. Firstly, the budget option can be found at Hello Cosplay. It's really the bare essentials version. It's green and it's a long coat, but it's still good value and it looks pretty good. And next, we have the Baron's Boutique version, which is the deluxe one, I'd say. The details on it look absolutely class, as does the colour. It's a bit more expensive, yes, but it's honestly really good. Next, Series 6 brought in some special bow ties for those in want of something a bit more detailed. Special mention to the Aztec tie of Magnolia, which is pretty much a perfect replica of the bow tie seen in Day of the Moon and other episodes. So, in comes Series 7B, and the Doctor has a whole new wardrobe for a brand new series and a new companion. Funnily enough, the outfit that I did my first ever cosplay video on was the Series 7B outfit. The tweed now being retired and replaced with the purple frock coat, it all brought in a brand new Victorian style for the Doctor. And before you say anything, yes, I will be covering the snowman outfit at a later point in time in a different video, because I'll be planning to cover all the Doctor's special looks in another installment of How to Cosplay. Just so you know. So, let's start with the coat. Now, the 11th Doctor had a very nice purple frock coat. I love it personally, and purple is my favourite colour. Naturally. So the best one on the market was absolutely the Abishot one. Being a cashmere and wool blend, it was a bit pricey, but it was still an absolutely incredible replication. One downside? Again, Abishot's license is gone, so you won't be able to get any from them directly now. But some still pop up on eBay from time to time, so keep an eye out. Now, as for alternatives, there is the purple coat from CosDaddy and other cosplay sites as well. It's the next best go-to for the time being. I used to have this one myself, and it is honestly quite decent. Once again, the trousers are black jeans just like Series 6, so once again, no pressure there. The main differences are with the top half. I will say though that it goes between the Series 6 black boots and a custom pair of brogue, brown and purple shoes due to the filming order. Your best bet would be to go for the simple brown brogue boots, and maybe trying to colour in the sides. Once again, you can get these at any shoe store, eBay, Amazon, anywhere that does shoes. Next, the variants of the outfit. So as for the shirt, again it's another lot of specific designs, but as a baseline, you'll be able to work with a light blue shirt for all of these looks, but lightly striped ones would also work within reason. For the Bells of St. John look, it's more or less a darker version of the Series 6 costume. You need some dark grey braces or black braces, whichever you can find on eBay, or you can get Abishot specifically made 11th Doctor suspenders if you can still find them. I'm putting the link in the description, but don't be surprised if they're already gone. Waistcoats next. For Series 7B, the Doctor began to wear waistcoats with his ensemble, starting with the Rings of Akaten. The first of which is the Scales waistcoat. Now this one is the most commonly seen of the waistcoats in Series 7B. In terms of how to replicate it, well, a simple grey 5-button waistcoat will do the trick. You can get them from most men's clothing stores, but if you're looking for something more exact, then Magnoli do a very good replica of the waistcoat. The second waistcoat is the Nightmare in Silver waistcoat. This one is considerably posher, being velvet with lapels. It's my personal favourite of the three, and it's so elegant. Now there's only one that I can recommend, and it's absolutely this one by Obsidian Gothic on eBay. I've had this one for many years and can attest to its quality. The third and final waistcoat is the Day of the Doctor waistcoat, this one being higher than the rest, leaving little of the shirt to be seen. Much like the Nightmare in Silver waistcoat, it also has lapels, albeit a bit smaller. Now if you want to go for this look, I'd go for a black waistcoat with 6 buttons, and preferably lapels, but it's not essential if you're putting together a budget version of the outfit. If you want an exact replica though, Magnoli do one. Preferably order in black or dark lavender, depending on which one that you prefer. It's usually the safest option to go for black, since it usually looks black on screen. Next, you'll want the fob chain. This is a double Albert chain with a medallion on it in the show, but the cheapest alternative that I've always used is this fob chain on eBay with the locket attached. A very good alternative that has served me well. Once again, Magnoli do essentially a proper medallion to go with the outfit. Series 7B also introduces some all-new bow ties into the mix. First of all, we have the Bells of St. John bow tie, a lovely wheat patterned one. You can get it from Magnoli for an embroidered version. Or you can get the Mrs. Bow Tie version, which is much cheaper and still looks pretty rad. This bow tie works either without a waistcoat or with the Scales waistcoat. There's also the chevron bow tie from Rings of Akaton and Hyde. The replica is only available at Magnoli Clothiers for now. I don't know of a replica for the Cold War bow tie at the moment, so we'll move on from that. If you know of any places that sell one, feel free to drop it in the comments. Now here's my absolute favourite bow tie. The Nightmare in Silver bow tie. It's beautiful with a lovely floral pattern across it. Mrs. Bow Tie does an exemplary version of it. At the time of recording it's currently out of stock, but I'm sure it'll be back. This works with the Nightmare in Silver waistcoat and the Scales waistcoat, thanks for a lovely little mini scene from the proms. Mrs. Bow Tie did formerly do the Name of the Doctor bow tie, known there as the Copper Burn, but at the moment they lack it. Hopefully they will bring it back, so keep an eye out. Finally, the 50th anniversary bow tie. You have a couple of options, and I will start off with the screen accurate version by Bud Shirt Makers. This honestly looks glorious, and it is a great costume piece as it is. The amazing quality of it does come at a price though, so you'll have to be ready. The Abishot version is now being sold on Etsy, and whilst the pattern is a bit too balanced and it may be a bit too vibrant, it still looks good as the budget option. Mrs. Bow Tie do their version as well, which is a bit more unbalanced and a bit darker. It's pretty damn good as well. So that covers the bulk of the costumes. Just a few final things. The 11th Doctor was very much an accessory doctor, so you may want to grab a theirs. That's easily done. They are so easy to get, just a simple search into eBay and you're done, they're everywhere. The Stetson, a little bit more difficult. 11 wears a Stetson Hutchins 2X wool cowboy hat in stone. Try saying that twice as fast. To get an authentic one, it may work out quite expensive. There is a great 3 times old from the same make that looks excellent. Otherwise, feel free to get a standard cowboy hat. A much cheaper alternative could be something like this. For Amy's glasses, assuming you, unlike me, have decent eyesight and don't need to wear glasses normally, then grab a pair of round, clear glasses. Amazon have a fabulous pair. And if you do have damaged eyesight like I do, you can get the same thing as long as you have contact lenses. And that's it for my How to Cosplay of the 11th Doctor updated. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope it has been of some use to you. I will be doing a special episode, as I mentioned earlier, on the 11th Doctor's more special look. So that's basically the post-regeneration look, aka the Raggedy Doctor, the tuxedos, and the Crimson Horror outfit, and the Snowman outfit, and I hope that you'll tune in for that. That'll be at a later point in time near the end of the year. So anyway, as I said, I hope this has helped you a lot, and next time we'll be covering the 13th Doctor. So until next time, see ya!